Sunday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today. We are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. But if you would like to get on the list for a reading today, the list, as always, is open. As always, it is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps. Those are pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We are also doing 2 giveaways today. Our first reading giveaway is going to be a reading giveaway when we get to 50K likes. So make sure you are tapping that screen. We will get to 50K in no time. The other giveaway we're doing today is a reading giveaway for the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. So I wish you a lot of luck if you're participating in that giveaway as well. Prior to beginning today's daily collective read, I will be giving a brief recap on what we've been seeing in the cards over the last few days. If you would like to find those full readings, you can find them over on the place where we keep the videos. You can also find them over on the place where we keep the photos. You can also find them as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my stack. But before we begin today, first and foremost, most important question, how are you doing today? Scale of 1 to 10, there are no wrong answers. I'm going to keep on saying this right now. This energy is, I want to describe it as a bit of a rut energy. And the thing about, and I want to just, we're going to walk through it because there's a couple things about it to pay attention to. I'm going to tell you what you should be doing in this energy right now. I'm going to tell you what you should not be doing. We've got a lot of planets in Cancer right now. Not Cancer, correction. We've got a lot of planets in Capricorn right now, in Capricorn season. Now, the location of those planets is not energetically ideal. And as I've been mentioning, it's not that we're going through a Venus in retrograde cycle, but the energy feels very proximate to one. We've got Venus that is still tucked very tightly between Mercury and Mars. Mercury's behind it, Mars is before it. And Venus is moving, is crossing through Mars right now. So hopefully this is actually going to feel a little bit more energetically productive, because a lot of that energy that we were effectively feeling, and I'm just going to kind of walk you through it, and this is why it was easier, was that the energy was actually easier when everything was in retrograde. It's a type of energy that makes you feel like everything else is flying by, right? Everything else is just flying past you as fast as they could go, like something at a normal clip. And then you feel that something that you're doing feels like takes an interminably long time. So I just want to stress that that is the effective energy that we're working through right now. And this is further amplified by the combination force of Jupiter that is retrograding in Cancer, which can often do a real number on our feelings, in combination with Uranus in retrograde in Taurus, which is, again, and you have to understand that the reason Uranus is in Taurus is it was in Gemini. It got pulled back into Taurus as a result of the retrograde. So, I want you to think of it a little bit like slingshot energy, okay? Because it's that feeling by which, like, you're pulling backwards, and you feel a lot of the tension in relationality to, like, wanting to kind of like jump towards things. It's spring-loaded energy. Spring-loaded. Yeah, it's after, it makes sense. It's after the solstice. But it's already, it's a tarot joke. But one of the things that we're effectively seeing is this is really good energy for applying that frustration in a way that, like, fuels direction, right? Frustration that fuels direction, that just taking all that frustration and putting it in a space by which it allows you to have a kind of have those new path work, building into new possibilities, like allowing for a lot of those, like it's a good percolation energy in terms of like working on things or picking up things that you haven't worked on in a long time. Neptune in Pisces can do that too. New eyes on old ideas kind of energy. What it is not good for is having an emotionally charged conversation with zero directions. And the reason I say that is not is the fact that it wouldn't be good doesn't mean that it wouldn't feel good. Because that's the thing that we have to be very conscientious right now, especially with Uranus in retrograde and Jupiter in retrograde, and the fact that Chiron is no longer in retrograde. It feels good to get things off of our chest. But the space by which we get things off our chest, it feels good for another person to receive something that we get off our chest if there are healthy directions attached to whatever it is that we're getting off of our chest. Now, we also see, and I just want to stress this as well, there is a lot of deep work that's happening depending on what you energetically align to. And it is very different right now. And the thing that we always have to be a little bit wary about when the energy is in different spaces is working through the observation of what builds into healthy communication. We're going to start with masculine energy. And where do we see masculine energy right now? There's a lot of them, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. We see that there's a lot of work right now that we identify this happening in relationality to masculine energy, working through inner child healing and the observation of what it means to truly be in a child healing space. Understanding that inner child healing is not working through the person that you were when you were like this big. It's understanding that the inner child healing is healing from the person that you were when you thought you knew everything. Working through those modalities or experiences or circumstances by which you felt that there was nothing more to learn. And this is what we often come into when we're going through a lot of energy, like heavy Cancerian lessons, which will come through when we got Jupiter retrograding in Cancer, right? The biggest sign that you're potentially far off your path is the modality by which you feel like you're finished your path, right? The modality by which you say, oh, I know everything. I've figured everything out. You've never been further away from what is true. Because the thing is, the ego likes to feel, right? The ego likes to feel confident that it is complete, right? That's often the modality by which we recognize that we're deep in our ego, right? The feeling or the dissatisfaction in the space of feeling like there's nothing left to explore, or there's nothing less to know, there's nothing less to grow. So for a lot of energy right now of masculine, this could potentially even be going through situations, working through the context of another person that's identifying this aspect of the ego, right? Or recognizing this in versions of the past self. Because what do we learn with the Cancerian lesson? Our job is not to get rid of the ego completely. You need that thing, right? It's the defense mechanism of the soul. So the ability to have an ego that we're energetically proud of, something that feels like it's very streamlined to what we are within. A lot of the energy we see of masculine is going through that journey, and it requires the ability to be vulnerable, right? The first step in doing that is coming into the space of understanding that one's vulnerability is a gift, and it's recognized by those who receive it. But it's not just enough to be vulnerable, right? It's not just enough to be in the space of being able to articulate to others what your feelings are, right? Articulating what your feelings are is not honoring your feelings, because honoring your feelings is the observation of being able to articulate and define what it is that you're energetically carrying. So what do we see that a lot of the masculine energy is doing right now? They're working on finding that point of vulnerability by also identifying that it's not enough to deliver feelings to others, because when we deliver feelings to others, but we haven't worked out what the feelings mean, we actually bring confusion to someone's doorstep instead of clarity. So a lot of the energy that's going through that introspection point of being able to understand their feelings so that they can deliver those emotions with healthy directions, facilitating positive communication. It's not easy work, and it could be very emotional right now. But we see that for a lot of the energy doing so, it's creating, right, it's creating a sense of deep, like I feel like there's the gift upon that, especially as we're coming out of these moon relationships, is a deep connection with the self, right? Feeling that sense, and I keep on getting, not feeling energetically complete upon the self, but working into the integration of the understanding or the desire to know the self. That is the greatest gift and counterpart connection. Now, this brings us to feminine energy. Feminine energy is in a much different space right now, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. For a lot of the feminine energy, what we're effectively seeing is working through a lot of circumstances or situations by which they're redefining forgiveness. And why do we see a lot of the feminine working through redefining forgiveness? Because a lot of the feminine energy is recognizing the confusion point in another person trying to articulate that forgiveness is leniency, right? What is the difference between forgiveness and leniency? Forgiveness is the energetic observation. Forgiveness is a two-part system. That's why it says for and give. The ability that we give, the change that we make in the present that allows the ability of the future to be different. That's what forgiving is, right? And we can't give forgiveness. We receive forgiveness, right? Because the modality by which we leave ourselves receptive for forgiveness to begin is the modality by which we allow someone the context of having a future with us. Because the modality by which we articulate that there's a future allows another person to apply the changes that they articulate that they are meaning to change. That is a two-part system. And often, and this is why for a lot of the feminine, recognizing the space by which another comes towards them and tries to ask for forgiveness, but doesn't intend to change, right, is instead asking for forgetfulness. And often the confusion point in others who confuse forgiveness and forgetfulness, because the modality by which something happens again and again and again, and another person then tries to articulate that a person, an individual, is not being forgiving enough in the space by which they don't allow something to continue to happen. This is the energy of the feminine that is clarifying the disparity between forgiveness and forgetfulness, because forgiveness is the space by which you can track progress. You can see the energetic changes. Forgetfulness, or someone trying to disambiguate and say that they want forgiveness, but they're really giving forgetfulness, is the state by which another person does something over and over and over again. And they try to articulate to another that they want to be forgiven, but what they don't want to be forgiven, they just want it forgotten. And that always creates a space by which it happens repeatedly. So for a lot of the energy, working through that modality is holding strongly to a standard, but not just having the work of holding on to a standard, doing the internal work of recognizing whether the standards are trauma in disguise. Because the one thing we have to be wary about in the space of our standards is our trauma loves nothing more than to masquerade as our standards. And if you're ever concerned that that's happening, a good key point to pay attention to is a healthy standard is one that is something that one feels confident to explain. Right? You don't refrain from explaining it because it's something that you feel like you could scream from the rafters. It's something that you feel very strong and stabilized in. Whereas a trauma in disguise, masquerading as a standard, is a standard that you hold, but you can't give any clarifying reason to explain why you have to hold it. This brings us to non-binary energy. We see that for a lot of the non-binary energy right now, there's a lot of work that's being done in relationality to how it feels to be the projection of another person's shadow. And what do we mean by the space of being the projection of another person's shadow? We understand here that shadow work, and you know that I think it's a little bit of a spooky term that sometimes casts something in a negative light. Shadow work is effectively the identification of being able to work through the aversions within us. And the thing is, we're not supposed to get rid of all of our shadows. Some shadows, like some things we find that we feel energetically averse to, are there for a reason, right? Our triggers are fine to have as long as they're next to a standard, right? If your triggers are right next to your standards, everything's exactly where it should be. The thing we have to be conscientious about is when we feel triggered for no reason, right? The unknown trigger, or the space by which we don't feel triggered. Now, when we are in a healthy space and we discover the triggers within us that we can't explain, we move deeper into them. And usually when you move deeper into them, you find out more about yourself along the way. But for those who are like aversive to doing that work, who are afraid of understanding their own feelings, often the modality by which you see somebody that is embracing their feelings and living in their authenticity, it can feel very energetically triggering to someone who's so deep in their ego that the true honest part of themselves is so far tucked back away that it's basically crying for help inside the person. And that's where we often identify the trigger, where another person has unreasonable volatility just in the space of seeing another person, right? The wild reaction that often is telling, because it tells us everything we need to know in relationality to what another person is effectively hiding from within themselves. We see that a lot of the energy, what's hard about that path work is understanding and having to hold empathy for the pain that person must be in the space by which the fact that they just see somebody living authentically brings such a feeling of unrecognizable rage out in them. And what's wild about that is the energy receiving it understands it completely, because they can see how another person is avoiding the confrontation with the self in the way that they react and project to another person from a place of unreason. So that's why we see that for a lot of the energy doing that work, it's working through the space of holding empathy, but also holding strong boundaries, right? It's the understanding of this is the work of the true empath, right? It's not enough just to be empathic, because often in the space by which you're truly empathic, feeling everything can sometimes feel energetically overwhelming. But the modality by which you can understand and feel something, but understand that that still does not make it okay, right? This is the empathy with strong boundaries that we see that a lot of the energy is working through. And it creates that space, like it's creating that juxtaposition point within them where they often feel that they have to kind of move in such a way that they're having to effectively articulate, like trying to articulate to another what they're seeing, and sometimes feeling misunderstood. But building into the healthy connection with energy that is just as determined to understand their point of view as they themselves are in understanding themselves. Now that is where we find all of the energy prior to getting today's daily collective read. But if you'd like to find that full reading, you can find it over on the place where we keep the videos. You can also find it over on the place where we keep the photos. You can also find it as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my stack. I would also invite you to head over to my stack to learn more about a very special retreat that we will be hosting August 8th through 13th. I would like to invite you to join me, wherein we will be traveling to Italy to study the tarot in the locationality by which the tarot was first discovered. Everyone who participates in that retreat will not only be having a full tour that is included in the trip, but will also be having one-on-one mentorship classes with me throughout. And you will also be receiving a private mentorship reading that is inclusive to that retreat, where I will meet with you in person to assess where you are on your personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage moving towards your tarot goals going forward. If you're interested in learning more about that, just head over to my stack. You can also head over to my stack to get ready for our next tarot class, which will be held on Thursday, January 15th. We will be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the World card. If you'd like to become part of that tarot class program, you just need to head over to my stack and become a paid monthly subscriber. Your paid monthly subscription to my stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a paid monthly subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library Class Archive. Now, it's not necessary to catch up. I'll be doing my best to give you an update on everything we've studied prior to beginning the next class. But it's a great time to join because you've got a few days between now and the class if you do want to bone up on any of those first private classes. You'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything we've learned and studied thus far. And if you become a founding member to my stack, not only will you receive a discount on the full year's worth of classes, you'll also receive you'll also have full access to over 20 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library Class Archive, and you'll also have the option of receiving a complimentary mentorship class with me, as I mentioned previously. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there, as you can find out about any new updates. I also post my mystic meditation articles there, which let you know about what we see energetically in the cards in article form. Just wrote one recently on this full moon that we just navigated through. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits. Also, for my students seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. And I'm also very happy to offer dream interpretation readings, which you can purchase per dream or as a series. If you purchase a series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes, but if you would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. We will be prioritizing personal readings and one cards today first. So the first person on the list will have the first reading. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We are also doing 2 giveaways today. Our first, we're doing 1 giveaway right now, and that is a 50K giveaway. When we get to 50K likes, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. And also, if you are on the hold list and would like to be added back to the list, just let me know your name and the date that you were added to the hold list, and I'll be happy to add you back as well. I'm going to take a moment to read over the comments that came through as I was reading. So good to see everybody today. Ashley, thank you for joining us, dear. Good to see you. Tam, how are you doing today? Smalley, Angela, a 6. We like a 6. And Lover, thank you for joining us as well. Grand Rising, it's so good to see you today. I hope you're having a beautiful start to your day. And thank you for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Tatena, thank you for joining us as well. How you doing today, Half Pint? Happy to read for you on that, Jason. If you'd like to get on the list is open. You'll be the first person read for, and the first person on the list each day always receive an additional card in the reading. How you doing today, Marty? Welcome, Gellin. How are you doing today, Jose and Jacqueline and Rocky and Rex? Humera, welcome. Bailey, how you doing today? Nalini and Jory, thank you for the follow. Good to see you, Allie and HB and RWA. Sister, happy to read for you on that. If you'd like to get on the list is open. Grand Rising, Ava, so good to see you today. Ariana, thank you for getting on the list. You'll be the first person read for today. You'll also have an additional card in your reading. Welcome, River. Thank you for the follow, and thank you for the heart me's. Guys, if you are a super fan, make sure that you're recharging your heart me's. If you would like a 1 card reading on top of your standard 1 card, if you would like a spirit guide card on top of your standard 1 card. Marianne, thank you for the follow as well. Elizabeth, happy to read for you on that. If you'd like to get on the list is open. Grand Rising, Bridget, good to see you. Grand Rising, Ivana, good to see you. And Bridget, thank you for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Ivana, thank you for all those beautiful gifts. Alexandra, so good to see you today. Oh, I feel everything. Tap to claim, River. And thank you as well. Also got here because of it. Appreciated. Thank you guys for reminding each other to come on. I really appreciate that. And Ella, thank you for sharing the live as well. And thank you for that beautiful, beautiful gift, Bridget. We are doing readings today, Tammy. If you'd like to get on the list, you'll be the second person read for. I know, I miss our fish too. Margaret, thank you for the follow. I will actually be here. Wonderful, it's mine. Never mind. Personals first. No problem, Tammy. And Miss Girl, thank you for the follow as well. And the two boy, thank you for the follow. How are you doing, Ariana? Welcome. We are going to get started right now. Personals first, and then we'll be doing one cards. Ariana, if you're here, can you respond in all caps and let me know if you would like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? Stella, thank you for getting on the list. You'll be the second person read for today. If anybody else would care to get on the list right now, you'll be the third person read for. Also, if you are a subscriber, I'm sorry, also if you are on the hold list and would like to be added back to the list, all you need to do is let me know the date that you are added to the hold list, and I'll be happy to add you back to our list today. I will point out the list is going to be kept somewhat short today, so if you'd like to get on it, please do so sooner rather than later. Hold list. All right, I got you. What day was you? I got you from yesterday. I got you, dear. You are on the list. And if anybody else wants to get on the list right now, you will be the fourth person read for. To get on the list, Miss Girl, all you do is send the donation payment. It is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy, legal, or medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Also, when we get to 50K likes, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen and you'll get to 50K in no time. Also, if you want to get on the list right now, it's a great day to get on the list because typically we do personals after the collective, but we're going to be doing personals first today. So wonderful. And we are going to get started. The first person we are reading for is Ariana, but before we begin, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide card here. I've also got a card hiding for Ariana. I know this one's yours, dear, so we're going to hold on to that. Why is there something hidden in love for you? It's all right. We'll get to it. I've got the animal spirit guide cards here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the goose. Thank you guys for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. And I am going to be pinning up Ariana here. Make sure to give Ariana some love. And I did get a note that somebody's comments are being filtered, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Curious. All right, there's Ariana. Can I please get, and thank you for being the first person on the list today, Ariana. Typically you would get 3 cards, but today you'll be getting 4. Can I get 4, please, for love? Thank you. 1 more, please. Yep. There's that hidden card. We're going to talk about that. Okay. Page of Swords, 4 of Swords, 6 of Coins in its reversal. I've got a few different things that are happening right now for you, and we need to talk about them. You know, somebody locked themselves out of your life is what I'm seeing. And I'm going to walk you through what I'm getting there. So I feel like there was some kind of situation. You were the most mature person someone ever met. You were the most mature person someone ever met. I'm getting here like no game territory, right? I see a lot of work that I'm recognizing that you do in relationality to, and it's interesting because I literally see this. Like, you got over this ages ago. Like, when I hear mature for your age, I feel like you had one experience by which you went through some kind of nonsense and you were like, I'm done with that. I'm never doing that ever again. This is ridiculous. And good for you. But the hard part about it is like, and I feel like it's interesting because I feel like I see relationship after relationship where you are always a mature one. And the thing with, like, when you're in the space of being energetically mature, someone will do something and I'm just going to say this, and you're immediately going to know what I'm talking about. We say what we mean, and we mean what we say, and we don't say things to get our way, right? And here, like, that's the situation I see here. It feels to me like someone threw a gauntlet down in front of you, you know? Like it feels to me almost like the modality by which you recognize someone with a tendency of trying to start fights when it was very time inconvenient for them. Somebody who would start fights with a very convenient timing is what I keep on hearing. Well, we were fighting. Why were you fighting? Because they started a fight at a convenient time, and then they articulated the fact that you were fighting at the time, is what I keep on seeing. Yeah, like that's how that works. Especially if you notice the tendency of someone being wildly unreasonable, is what I keep on seeing. So I literally see a situation like I'm seeing like something with like a baby with a rattle, right? Like a baby with a rattle, like rattling the rattle and storming away at a time that felt like very energetically convenient to be in a fight, and then trying to come back to make things right. But then saying like what happened in the interim, and I just keep on hearing someone say, well, we were fighting, and being like, yeah, but we were fighting because you started the fight, is what I keep on getting. Like it's like you want to say make it make sense, but I feel like you could see right through it. And the worst part is I feel like you literally told someone you could just tell me. Like that's the type of reading. I'm literally seeing you be like, I know what I literally see you trying to say to one. I see you holding someone's hand, be like, I want to break this down to you. I know what you're doing. And we wouldn't have to go. I feel like I even see them going. I can even see you saying them. We wouldn't have to go through all of the motions of you doing, like, I keep on hearing the history on, like, I keep on hearing the hysterics. I hear you saying to someone, we don't need to go through the hysterics that you're applying to something if you would just ask for permission to do something, is what I keep on hearing. You know why they wouldn't, right? Because if they had given permission, if you had given them permission, they realize that then it would be okay for you to do it too. And I know you've been trying to crack, I know you've been like rolling this in your head because it's completely wild, but I'm here to give you that clarification. So I literally see a situation by which this person stormed away from you, fully expecting you to chase after them. And now they've just gone ahead and locked themselves out of your life. And I want to say, like, let it be, like, leave it like that. Because the honest truth is, like, I see somebody potentially trying to come back towards you. And I'm going to tell you right now, whatever it was, absence does not make the heart grow fonder. Absence makes the conversation longer. I want you to write that down. Absence does not make the heart grow fonder. Absence makes the conversation longer, which says to me, if this is a situation by which you were trying to talk to someone about something, and they blew up and they walked away from you and they come back, no, I miss you. Be like, oh, good, we were on page 2, right? I know I miss you. Be like, oh, good, I haven't missed you. Like, we're on page 2. I missed your response to my last question, is what I keep on seeing. And if they're going to blow up and they're going to walk away again, and you're going to keep doing that because I can see them. You can set a watch to it. It's going to be every 4 months, is what I keep on seeing. You know, I wish and I'll tell you right now, the one thing I want to stress, I feel like this has already happened before. I don't want them messing up whatever's coming towards you right now, because I've got some confident energy coming towards you. I've got some energy. I've got some energy coming towards you that isn't, I keep on hearing, they're reciprocal. They're reciprocal. They're not afraid to tell you what they want. And here's the most important thing. They're not afraid to give you what they are asking for, is what I keep on hearing. There's something about that you should write down. They are not going to be afraid to give you what they are asking for, because that's what all of that silliness was with that other person. That's why, even though you told them that you could just ask you and it would be perfectly fine, this is why they were going through all of those hysterics, because they didn't want to admit what they were doing, because they didn't want you to do the same things that they were doing. This new energy, very, very confident, very balanced, very energetically secure. And I keep on hearing very generous. And when I say generous, I keep on getting it's I keep on hearing someone say, it's not right for me to ask for something that I would not eagerly give you in return. Bottom of the deck on this reading. Yeah, that last relationship, I keep on hearing somebody wasn't ready for what they said that they were ready for. Somebody was not ready. Somebody was not ready. Somebody was not ready for what was good in their head, right? It was like you were their fantasy made manifest. You were their fantasy in their like in form. You were everything that they energetically asked for, but they weren't ready for, because all they would have had to do, and this is why like they keep on coming back, all they would have had to do was be honest with you. And they showed you that they wouldn't be honest, that they would rather go around you than talk to you. So that's why I keep on getting, don't let them mess up, because I see even now, don't let them mess up what's coming towards you right now, because I can already see them. Like I feel like there's an intensification point in relationality to that, because I feel like they did not take you at your word, and they're going to see very shortly that you were as good as your word. That's not that. Don't let them change their tune, because you're proving to them what they could have had with you was someone who is confident enough not to need proof to trust you, is what I keep on hearing. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, dear. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Binks in my Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. We are also at 6K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen, and we'll get to 50K in no time. Hi there. Thank you as well. You got it. Well done, Pisces. High five. Penguin, I love it. And thank you for sharing the live, Ella. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Yeah, it happens a lot. No, I can see it, right? You know, it's ridiculous, because like I literally see you saying to someone like, I can handle it. Like I can literally see energy coming towards you. Like I see the pathwork of your relationship. Someone being like, oh, can you handle me? And you being like, yeah, I can handle you. And then someone running from the hills because they say, I can't handle you. And why? Because you're too good to be true. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Absolutely. Sending you support on that. Thank you for confirming the energy. Pisces, I'm happy to read you on baby. These are donation-based readings. So if you'd like to get on the list, all you need to do is send a donation payment via my Bink and my Lio. Goodie box. Happy to read for you on that. If you'd like to get on the list is open. Writing it now. Very, very true. And Goody, I'm happy to read for you, but the way we have questions answered here is by sending the donation. It's not polite to continue to ask the same question over and over again in the chat. Thank you for respecting the rules of the chat space. Hi there, JD. Happy to read for you on that. If you'd like to get on the list is open. Ariana, that was my pattern with them. It was every 4 months. Thank you for confirmation. The 4 months gave me chills. You always get it. Yeah, because it says to me like they're waiting for you to just like, I keep on hearing somebody say like, if you just let go of those standards, it'd be fine. But like there's no possibility of that, right? Like I like your standards are and the thing is like it's like I literally see a situation by which you're saying to someone, just be honest with me, and they're claiming that they want to be honest with you, but they're doing everything like a don't ask, don't tell situation. It's really kind of it's really like make it make sense. And thank you again, Goody. Please don't continue to put the question in. If you do, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to mute you. Thank you, and thank you for the follow, Yelb. I'm loving it. My access denied. Tap to claim. JGM. You're so welcome, dear, and thank you for having that reading with me and sending you support on your journey. Mike, thank you for the follow as well. Hi there. How you doing? The next person on the list for today actually is Stella, and then we've got It's My. Excellent, and thank you as well, dear. Hi there. Yeah, on mine. I've got you, dear. You're right after Stella. Stella, if you're here, can you respond in all caps and let me know if you'd like a general reading? And if anybody else would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. You will be the third person read for. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Binks in my Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings. Thank you for letting me know where I can find the information. And before we continue with that reading, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide cards here. We're going to count back from 10, and when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the hair. Thank you guys for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. And I'm going to pin up Stella here. Make sure to give Stella some love. I just need a moment to read over the comment before we continue. Bear with me a moment, please. And just a reminder, if you have information that you feel is relevant for the purposes of our reading, thank you for getting on the list, Ava. You'll be read for after It's Mine. If anybody else wants to get on the list right now, you will be the 4th person read for. If you have information that you feel is relevant for the purposes of our reading, you can post it in the notes when you send the donation, or you can post it in our subscriber-only disco channel in the appropriate channels. Lakeys, thank you for the follow. All right. Okay, so we're going to read over this outside tea. I have a friend, and we know each other from a long time back. We met at a party through a mutual friend and recently, and I told her that I am back in training to be a pilot. She said things like, wow, who would have thought? I wasn't that good in math in school, so I don't know why she says it. And I wasn't that good in math at school, and I don't know why she says it. I even said, yeah, I wasn't great at math, but I think I can do it. She said, you must be so brave to do that. But yeah, you were always brave. And then later, after we'd had a few drinks, she said, some people have negative opinions about you. But I know you're a truly good person. Later, I told her that I was dating this guy we both know from the neighborhood. And she said, oh, did he really ask you? I really didn't know if all these comments were nice or backhanded comments, but it stung to my mind, or was it the reason I'm so triggered? But I felt a bit unsure, not because she is better in any way, but it's only because I don't know how to interpret her words. Can I get 4? Yeah, can I get 4 cards, please? Oh, thank you for confirming how to say your name. I appreciate that. All right. Yes, 3 cards, please. Clarification on this energy. You've got 4 cards coming out. We're going to read them. It's sweet and salty energy is what I keep on seeing. And we're gonna talk about this, because the first thing I'm seeing is I'm actually seeing somebody who would have been energetically mortified about something that they said, is what I keep on seeing. Like I keep on seeing somebody who woke up the next day with a ringing head. And I keep on hearing the reason their head was ringing was the modality by which they said something to you. And it's interesting too, because what I'm actually seeing has very little to do with you and has everything to do with their feelings about another person. Their feelings for you are fine. Their feelings upon another person have soured, is what I keep on seeing. Somebody who you knew through them have energetically soured. It was a leading statement that you did not take the bait on, is what I keep on getting. It was a leading statement that you did not take the bait on because they wanted to talk about someone. And everything I keep on seeing in relationality to the way the conversation that they expected the flow would go was that they expected to say, Stella, some people have negative opinions about you, but I know you truly are a good person. Their next immediate question that they were expecting you to say was who, because they wanted to talk about someone. So it's interesting because I do see the fact that they had a negative an intent potentially connected to it. But the interesting thing about it wasn't necessarily connected to you. It had to do with the fact that they wanted to talk to you about a relationship that had soured, is what I keep on seeing. Somebody between you and them, somebody who you were close to at some period in the past, because you articulated the fact that you knew them very well and you knew them very closely and that there was a past connection. I see the fact that they were trying to shine a flashlight on a dark space. They were trying to articulate about the fact that they'd had a falling out with someone. And so the modality by which they said that, they were expecting you and anticipating that your next statement was going to be, oh my God, who? And then they were going to be able to tell you everything that had happened between them and that person. Now, I don't know who that person is. I do feel like this is the energy I'm seeing around it is what I keep on seeing, and I do feel like it's interesting because I feel like that person specifically is the person that they're trying to articulate. It had the meanness, right? But I keep on hearing what they didn't expect, and this is why I keep on hearing that their head was ringing, was the modality by which they said that. They didn't expect you to be stung by it, is what I keep on seeing. Like, I literally see somebody whose entire thought in saying that had to do with the person that they wanted to talk about, that had been saying things that they had been energetically covering for. But I see the fact, and here's the thing about it, I see that you are navigating a polite space. Like, I see you having navigated a polite space and just leaving it. I keep on hearing you just left it there in the air, is what I keep on hearing, which is why someone woke up with the ringing head, because I feel like they dropped a gauntlet and they were expecting you to pick it up, but instead of picking it up, you both just kind of sat there and stared at it, is what I keep on seeing. In terms of, you did ask some questions here that I'm not in this position to articulate how one should feel. The first thing you said is there a reason that you should feel that you're triggered? Obviously, you should feel triggered. It's a triggering thing to say to somebody, right? The modality by which another person articulates that others have negative things to say about them is by its very nature an incredibly triggering question to put before another person. So you have every right to be triggered in the context by which it was brought forth, and also in the lack of delicacy by which another person may have articulated something. Because, and this is why we see, and this is what's important about it, because the space, but if it's any consolation, the space by which I'm reading upon it is the force of their intention. And I keep on seeing that two things were happening at once. One, again, and I'm not surprised to see this card in the context of you mentioning the fact that there was a lugubrious or that there was potentially there was a component that was in the conversation that was making someone more effluviant than they typically would be, talking more about things than they ever typically would. But then also in the context by which I keep on seeing the shot across the bow was not directed towards you. They were trying to turn your attention to something. They were trying to steer the conversation towards someone. But the thing is, you are too polite to energetically do that. I see you kind of being in the moment of being like, oh, instead of saying who, right? Like they expected you to, you said, oh, and you were letting it go. So the modality by which they realized, I can even see them, I can see the next day, them recalling and feeling energetically mortified because they said something that they weren't thinking about what they were saying. They were thinking about where they expected to take the conversation. But because you didn't ask the next question, it made it feel like they had just said something energetically hurtful to you. Bottom of the deck. I need to stress this, and it's an answer to the question that you said. I don't think that in any way, shape, or form you made a mistake in not asking who, because I need to point out that's still not okay. Is what I keep like, that's still not okay. Like the modality, like we don't need to steer conversation. I keep wondering, you have to remember, and this is why it's not okay. We don't need to steer conversations to have conversations. Right? When we're in I need to point this out, when we're in a good space, right? When we feel confident in what we're talking about, we don't need to steer a conversation to have a conversation. We can just talk about something. So in the modality, like this is why I said, it almost feels a little bit like crisis averted energy, because whatever's happening, like I keep wondering whatever's happening between, like it seems to me like somebody who was literally trying to drag you into an argument that they were having with another person by getting you on their side about it. And the fact by which they didn't even articulate the fact that they had fallen out with them, right? They could have just, I keep wondering, they should have just been out with it. They could have just said it, is what I keep on seeing. But instead, right? Instead of being in the space by which they were energetically out with it and just telling you about the fact that they'd had a falling out with someone, they were trying to, I keep on hearing, they were trying to steer the ship. They were trying to steer the conversation to the space by which you were the one that asked them, that then made them feel free to articulate upon it. So I don't think there's anything wrong in the fact that you didn't say something. In fact, I said you were more polite than they ever expected, because you have changed, is what I keep on seeing. You have changed. And I keep on hearing they were thinking about a past you, right? You were, I keep on hearing they were thinking about a past you that really liked drinking tea, right? They were thinking about a past you of you being like, oh, who, tell me all about it, instead of, oh, right? Because I keep on hearing something about your tea drinking days are over, which says, like, when I hear like your tea drinking days are over, is like you saying like you're not interested in following some kind of energetic gossip to try to get to the bottom of something. You're just like, you're more in a space by which if there's something happening, just like I said, you are having a more mature conversation than they themselves were. Because I need to point out that the space by which we feel we have to steer conversations is the height of energetic immaturity, instead of just having them. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, dear. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. You will be the third person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. We're also at 7.3K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective in the form of a random drawing. So make sure you're tapping that screen, my friends. We'll get to 50K in no time. I'm also going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. You're so welcome, dear, and thank you for having that reading with me and sending you so much support on your journey. Hi, and thank you so much for those beautiful gifts, Gray. And Thao Hong, thank you for the follow. If I'm ever saying your name incorrectly, by all means, feel free to correct me. Outside Tea, thank you as well, dear. And I got you, Lackey. Thank you as well, Bridget. Yeah, your view says it all. Run away. Run away. I love it, Bridget. Susie, thank you for the follow. To get a reading, Gray, all you have to do is send the donation via my tree that has links in it in my bio, and you can be added to the list. It's 3 cards for $29 for non-subscribers. A pet reading? Absolutely. We can definitely do a pet reading here. And thank you for the follow, dear. Yeah, I really left it in the air. I wasn't aware of it. But I don't think, here's the thing. Of course you would leave it in the air, because you're mature. You're too mature to ask, right? Like it's not, yeah, yeah. Oh, very cool name. I like that gamer name. And it reminded me now. Yep, thank you for confirming you left it in the air. Yeah, it was, and here's the thing about it. I'll repeat what I said. I don't think it was a mistake in any way, shape, form, or fashion for you to leave it in the air, because it feels like somebody who was trying to to say something to get you involved in an argument they were having with another person. Yeah, yeah. And thank you so much for those roses, Gray, and the gifts. And thank you for becoming the new title gifter for the donut. And thank you for the heart me's, guys. Please remember, if you're a super fan and you recharge your heart me today, you'll also get a free animal spirit guide card on top of your one card. You just need to, Gray. You just head over to my the bio, and there in the tree that has links in it, you'll find all of the places to send the donation. I'm also posting it in the comments if it helps. Thank you for those gifts. You can also get on the list with the gift of a baby dragon. The baby dragon gift alone is the one that gets you a reading. Thank you so much for those donuts, dear. All right, we're going to continue right now. The next person we're reading for today is if you're here, can you please respond? I see you, dear. Good to see you. And before we continue right now, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide cards here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the eagle. Thank you guys for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading, and I'm going to pin up It's Mine. Make sure to give them some love. You could absolutely be added to the list, Ella. So good to see you today. All right, you are now on the list, and if anybody else wants to get on the list right now, you'll be the 4th person read for. Lovely time to get on the list. List is nice and short. You're so welcome, dear. All right. Hind, come on, Hind. Bridget, you crack me up, dear. Oh, excellent. All right. And where'd It's My go? Do you recall the dream you had last night? It's My, because somebody's talking about a dream. I got you. How you doing today, Chelsea? Thank you for the follow. Weird dream. Why am I getting lefty loosey, righty tighty? Yeah, hold on. Okay. Yeah. And one more, please. Yeah, okay. Oh, I know why. You are not cake. You are not cake. Everybody does not deserve an equal slice of you, but they're going to want it. And I see I've got some kind of energy here, and I literally, like, it's literally feeling to me, right? It's literally feeling to me like the modality by which, hold on a minute, just to clarify, Gray, before we continue, the baby dragon is a specific gift. I haven't seen the baby dragon gift come through. So it's not the dragon, it's a baby dragon. I hope that helps. All right, I apologize. So I see a situation, right, where there's two energies that are effectively blocking their energetic connection to you because they're in such a point of comparison. Like, I've never seen anything like this. This is like some very childish stuff. The modality by which they're like, oh, well, they didn't do that for me, right? Like, that is them, like, that's like them looking towards you like a mother hen, is what I keep on seeing. I keep on hearing the only place that we have to be energetically proportional in relationality to what we deliver is the role of parent, is what I keep on hearing. The only place by which we have to be conscientious, thank you, dear, you're on the list. The only place by which we're supposed to be conscientious of what we proportionally give to others is the modality by which we are a parent, right? And it literally feels like I've got it's almost like two children energy that are working through something in the space by which they're like, it's like, it's saying to me, like, it's funny because I see that I keep on hearing it's like the two-headed dragon. I keep on hearing it's like the two-headed dragon of two people that every time you do something for one of them, you got to immediately do it for the other, or else it's like, you know what I mean? Or else the other one gets all twisted up about it. And that's why I keep on hearing the same message from your guide. You're too old, like you're too grown for this. You're not cake. You're not cake. Doesn't require this space by which everybody gets a slice of you. And I see a situation by which you're having to put energetic distance because another person is simply being too silly for their own good. The bright side is, and I don't know, and I know that, like, and it feels like that is something that comes up this weekend, either through a conversation or through an airing of grievances, is what I keep on seeing. The modality by which you make it clear the position that another person is putting you under is what I keep on hearing. And I keep on hearing the position that another person is potentially putting you under, having a conversation with you that they should be having with another person. Remember when I said there's somebody who's recovering from the fact that their glue is missing? Remember I said somebody in relationality to you is trying to recover from the fact that their glue is missing? I've got two things to say around that. Not only are you not cake, but you're not glue. And everything I keep on seeing is this is a lot of the work I see that you're doing right now in relationality to building healthy standards for yourself. And one of the messages that's coming through in a big way from the guides is working on building into the prioritization point each and every day. It feels like this is a continuation of the reading that we had the other day. Because in that reading, I think I articulated, like, I felt like there was this call from the higher self, right? Like I'm getting this like message of a call from the higher self, like the higher self, like handing you a card and saying like anytime you need me, like just dial this number is all I keep on seeing. And that's why I was asking about if you remember your dreams recently, because I feel like there's been some kind of, I don't know what I'm seeing that may have potentially happened between the time that we had our reading and the present. But I keep on getting the message from the higher self that the higher self reached out to you in some way and said, if you ever need me, like do this is what I keep on hearing. Like if you ever need me, just I keep on hearing them say like pull that bell. Or work into the, like pull that bell, but like coming into a contemplation space in terms of saying to them, what would you, I keep on hearing you saying to like talking to the higher self and saying, what would you have me do? And I think that so there's something very specific. There's something very specific that's coming through in relationality to a meditation that they would like you to try. Is when you're feeling conflicted, right? They want you to say, thank you. When you're feeling conflicted, they want you to move into a quiet space. And they want you to energetically do your best to connect to the higher self. And the best way to navigate, and a good question to always ask the higher self, is what would you have me do? And it's really nice because typically when you ask, the way you can usually tell that it's the higher self that you connect to when you say, what would you have me do, is the higher self is usually going to take a lot of care of you, right? They're gonna give you some sound advice and relationality to how they would like you to address something. And then they want you to say, what would they have me do? So they want you to do it in two parts. Remember how I said we're like working on the filtration system? So the modality by which you're feeling energetically. So when you're feeling in a point of flux, because I feel like I see you going into flux space a lot right now. The modality of when you're feeling like you're in flux, finding a quiet place, energetically connecting to the higher self and asking the higher self two questions. The first question is, what would you have me do? And getting a clear response in relationality to what the higher self would have you do. The second question they want you to ask is, what would they have me do? Which is the modality by which the higher self recognizes what another person's energetic intentions are in relationality to bringing something confusing to you, is what I keep on seeing. And your ability to effectively discern the space in between is going to help you recognize what it is that you are working to learn and what it is that you're working to let go of. I want to give you some bottom of the deck on this. That's a lot of cards. Hold on. A bunch of cards just fell. Yeah. Yeah, because the thing about it is, and I keep on hearing, the word that you need to focus on right now is priority. Because everything I keep on hearing, like, and this is what I keep on seeing that your guides are trying to help you with right now. I feel like there's something about your energy being in high demand. And when energy is in high demand, the ability to have to navigate outside requests can sometimes feel energetically staggering. Because I like to describe it as like feeling like you're constantly being pinged, right? Like something is constantly feeling like it's energetically trying to demand your attention. And that's why I feel like they're refocusing, or they're articulating that this is a good thing to do at the beginning of the day. Because I keep on seeing a situation by which someone says, is this A? And it's funny too, because I see in the comments you said A or B. That ability of connecting and getting that clarification on orientation and relationality to what your pathwork of purpose is for that day, anything that feels like it pings you and demands your intention. And it's interesting that I went to say attention, but instead I said intention, right? That demands your intention. First of all, we don't demand intentions. We ask for it. We ask. So it's not polite to demand. It's not polite to pay attention to insistent energy. And the second thing is to ask yourself, is it this or that? Does this feel like it is connected to what the higher self is asking me to do, which means it is a help to get there? Or is it something that someone else is demanding that I do, which feels like it is subverting the direction that I'm trying to move towards? So I feel like there's something really important about that right now, because it does feel to me, I've got a lot of mismatched directions that feel like they're coming towards you all at once. And that is going to help you stay focused in relationality to where you have to put that concentration and that force of intention. And it's okay if it changes day to day. It's okay if it changes from one day to the next. What we want to avoid is that changing hour by hour. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, dear. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. I've got 4 spots left for today before the list will be closed. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Also, when we get to 50K likes, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen, and we'll get to 50K in no time. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Hi there, Nikki. How you doing today? And thank you, Chelsea, for those roses. Divine Guidance roller coaster weekend. I didn't have a weird drink. Okay. Chelsea, it's Weird Dream Central. The dream should settle down a bit when Neptune moves into Aries in next month. But I also do dream interpretations here if there's any dream that you want to get some clarification on. Absolutely. Oh, thank you. Oh, good to see you today, Mohammed. Yeah, I did get it. Perfect. Fish are friends, not food. How you doing, Nikki? Good to see you today, Creative. I like Nikki just sliding in with the non sequitur. I'm trying to follow. Yeah. And Marty, thank you for the follow as well. I got a text from someone that was glaringly not me. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Ring, ring, ring. Pick up the phone. Exactly. I just took down all my decorations and put up my V-Day ones. Ooh, look at you on top of stuff. I still have mine up. I have to do it because I try meds again tomorrow. Oh, I need something to be happy to look at. Oh, sending you support on that journey, dear. Is there an A, B, or KB? An A bay? Is there an A bay or K bay tied to this message? I need clarity in terms of what you mean by that. It's my, yeah, normally. I normally have a lot of questions, but left a bit dumbfounded. Hi there, Gray. It's hard for me. I need a life reading, but I truly trust. So yeah, you can let me know. We've got some time before your reading. I'm going to read the list, Gray, but you can pick a subject that you want us to read on. We can do a life path. We can do a pet reading, whatever you prefer. I know my days start early, early, early. Yeah, I morally get exactly what you're saying. My mind is hating it. But I think that like the hate's a strong word, right? And I think that there's a modality there of doing some shadow work. Like, what is the mind afraid of in the space by which it hates it? You know? Got it. Yep. Thank you for letting me know what your question is, Ava. Not normally can't. It's okay, dear. I got you. Okay, halting. Okay, that makes more sense. Hi there, Dottie. I'm happy to read for you on that. If you'd like to get on the list is open. And if you have a dream that you would like interpreted, you can put the notes about the dream in the donation, in the notes in the donation when you send the donation. If you are a subscriber, you can post in our subscriber only disco channel in the appropriate channel. A name or K name. Oh, thank you. You know, the thing about it is the names felt like they were energetically connected. I don't know if you saw the card I pulled, but it was literally a skeleton with two heads, which is like saying to me, same problem in different forms, if that makes sense. How are you doing today, Crystal? And thank you for sharing the live, Dada. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. All right, we're going to continue right now. The next person we're reading for today is Ava. I'm going to read the list for anybody on the list. If you have gotten on the list and I have not called your name, please tell me the initial where you sent the payment. Do not put the full name. The apps hate hearing other apps' names on the app, so just the initial is fine. Then the list we have right now is Ava, Ella, and Gray. And if anybody is on the hold list and would like to be added back to the list, please let me know and I'll be happy to add you back. And we're going to continue right now. The next person on the list for today is Ava. Ava is information is up on the subscriber only disco channel, which becomes accessible if you become a subscriber. If you would like to become a subscriber and join our disco, when you become a super fan, just send me a message of a disco gift and I'll be happy to send you the invite code. All right. How are you doing today, Crystal? Happy to read. Oh, I'm glad to hear that that's the case and sending you support on that journey. And if you'd like a reading on that, all you have to do is send the donation payment. Thank you for being here and receiving these messages. And before we continue right now, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the hair. Thank you guys for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. All right, and I'm going to be pinning up Ava here. Guys, make sure to give Ava some love. And also remember, we are at 14K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. Just pulling up Ava's question on the disco. Okay. As you know, I'm currently in a monastery and I'm trying to understand some of the confusing emotions I feel to this place in particular. I know the complicated emotions are tied to the past life we read on a lot. This is not the first time I have been at a retreat at this monastery. Although I also enjoy some of the aspects of being here, I never really feel like I belong. I was speaking to a friend and sister about considering leaving early, but I'm feeling drawn back. Both were very confused why I would want to come back if I'm having a difficult time. I was wondering if I am drawn to this particular place and community, or if I'm just drawn to come back because my past life self feels comfortable to the lifestyle, and if I should explore other places and practices. It's a beautiful question. Can I get 4 cards of advisement, highest priority messages from Spirit in relationality to navigating this question? I'm going to do my best not to make this too much about the past life, but I'm going to tell you, we got to, in order to go forwards, we got to go backwards for a minute in terms of what I'm seeing here. The thing that I keep on seeing that is really important in relationality to the past life is 2 words coming through, and that's austere lifestyle. Austere lifestyle. Like, I'm talking like hair shirt kind of energy. Like, I am literally talking about, I'm looking at a past life here by which somebody was worshiping suffering. I want you to recognize that that is the type of energy I am picking up in relationality to the past life. And what I keep on seeing is you're not that past life energy. You're not the past life energy, but you carry the memory of that past life energy. And what is the memory that past life energy was carrying around everywhere? And I feel like they used to instruct others in it. It's not working if it doesn't hurt. And I want you to write that down. And here's the thing about it. I want you to write it down with a grain of salt. Because when I say I want you to write it down with a grain of salt, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that as a directive. And I want to impress that upon you. I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form as a directive. I'm saying it as a memory. I'm saying it as something that your past self was saying over and over and over and over again when others came to them and articulated that something was energetically bothering them. I literally see the type of energy that somebody else would come up to them and say, this is hurting me. And they would say, good, is what I keep on saying, because like that's the type of energy I'm picking up on, right? Like, I literally see a situation by which there was some kind of purification that was come through the path work of working through pain. And here's the thing about it. The thing you have to understand, and I know you don't like it. I don't like it either, because the thing that I see that you're working through, right? And I want you to understand, right? What do I hear? What is the energy I see that you're carrying into things now? And I think that you know this. There are many roads. There are many doors. There are many roads. There are many doors. So do you see this is what keeps on happening? Like, I see it like an energetic metronome between you and the past version of self. I've got the present version of self that keeps on going. You're like, I hear the higher self going, there are many roads, there are many doors. There are many roads, there are many doors, right? There are many different ways. There are many different ways to reach a certain location, right? Whereas I see the past self going, if it doesn't, like, I see the past self like just carving a path, right? Carving a path on one, like focusing on one thought and one thought alone, which is, if it doesn't hurt, it's not working. So I feel like the recognition of that being, the energetic landscape that you're working in, is having to recognize and say to the self, whose thought is that? Right? Is it working through something that you are working to heal through? And that's why I keep on getting, and this is why I keep on getting that energetic inclination, because, and I think you understand this here, right? I think you understand the modality by which we navigate is understanding that we always want to navigate, right? And here's the thing about it, like, this is what I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do here, right? We always, and this is where I think and I feel like you have to lean into your Libra placements. Okay, and what is the Libra placement? Like, what is the Libra placement, and also a little bit beyond the Libra placement? Because a good place for you isn't going to hurt, but it is going to feel uncomfortable in the best way possible, is what I keep on hearing, right? And I feel like that is what you need to focus on. So you've got those two different modalities that I talked about, right? Which is, if it doesn't hurt, it's not working, which is where it's the echo I just keep on hearing from the past life over and over and over again. I've got the present life saying many roads, many doors, right? There are many different ways of getting somewhere. It doesn't require one path or one path alone. But also, and that's a problem, that, like, do you see the problem between both of these? Many roads and many doors can create a confusion space in deciding where to go. If it doesn't hurt, it's not working, does not mean something's working just because it's hurting, right? There's falsities in both of those. So what you're effectively looking for, right? You're looking for your sweet spot. This is the sound of you looking for your sweet spot. And your sweet spot between these 2 points is potentially going to rest particularly in the space of not hurting, but pushing you out of your comfort zone in the best way possible, right? So something by which you may feel a little bit of discomfort, but the discomfort that you feel is nothing compared to the joy that you receive in feeling the discomfort, right? That is the articulation of an ecstatic state. So that's what you can call it. You can call it a sweet spot. You can call it an ecstatic state. It's the same thing, and it's different. And this is the important thing: that state is different for everybody. Everybody in the whole world has a different space by which they find that state. So that is the question that you need to ask yourself in relationality to the direction, because we never put our autonomy in the cards to make our decisions for us. But the message is coming through from your guides is saying, between the two sounds, right? Between the two sounds of the past life that keeps on saying, if it doesn't hurt, it's not working, versus the present life that's saying many roads, many doors. The space by which you find your sweet spot, your ecstatic state, is the space that says discomfort in the best way possible. Stepping out of the comfort zone, but the uncomfortability that you feel pales in comparison to what you find there. That's the one that you need to underline, right? The discomfort that you feel pales in comparison to what you find when you arrive there, is all I keep on hearing. So that is the question you need to ask yourself in the space by which you said, even though it's difficult, I find myself returning. Is that the feeling that it's generating, right? Oh, it hurts so bad, I want to do it again, right? Or is it, or are you trying to force, right? That's only you can identify if that's the feeling that you're articulating to me in relationality to saying, I hate it when I'm there, but then I desire to go back, which could be articulating upon an ecstatic state. Or if it feels more like you're shoving yourself against a door that's not opening. Thank you so much for having that bottom of the deck on this reading. Yeah, right? Allow that. Like, and I keep wondering, only you know that there is no right decision, is what I keep on hearing, right? The modality by which you focus, and I keep on hearing, one thing that will help is make sure that you're focusing on what you're looking for, right? Make sure that you're focusing on what you're looking for, not searching. There's a difference between searching and finding what you're looking for. Make sure that you're searching with an understanding on your heart of what it is that you're looking for, right? Define it so you can find it. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, dear. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. You'll be the third person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and Mylayo. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. We're also at 19.2K likes. When we get to 150K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. Hi there, dear. I don't believe there's a goat. I don't believe there is either. There should be. I want more animals. Is the hard at the Stonehenge? Is the what, Nikki? A lot of everybody work on your spelling today. I meant is the hair. It looks like that, doesn't it? And Auntie, thank you for the follow. Ella, thank you for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. I know you don't like that. I don't like it either. I'm just reading on it. I'm just reporting the news. That's why I said over and over again, don't take this as a directive. Remember when I said several times, please don't take this as a directive? That's what I meant. Yep, Grand Rising, rise up. Good to see you today. And thank you so much, dear. Thank you for those gifts, Gray. I appreciate you. Oh, I love that. Define it so you can find it. And Angela, thank you for those heart me's. Ava, definitely something I need to reflect on. I have a tendency of not wanting to give up on things. Well, and that's the thing about it. Like that's what I keep on hearing. Like that is great. Having determination, right? But here's the thing about it, and I want you to recognize, not giving up means that you're seeking something there that you haven't found. That's what I meant, is defined so you can find it. Make sure that you're not going there searching for something, but you can't put your finger on what you're searching for, and then you're getting mad because you can't find the thing that you can't put your finger on searching for, right? Like that is what we want to be careful about, right? Don't let it get too ephemeral in there, is what I keep on hearing. Make sure you're not on an ephemeral hunt. Going on an ephemeral hunt. Everybody's going to be disappointed because it's ephemeral. The nature of something ephemeral is that you literally never catch it. So just be conscientious that you're not going on an ephemeral hunt, okay? Hooked on a feeling. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Yep. And thank you. Good vibes. Good to see you today. Haley, thank you for the follow. Haley, if you want to send a gift for a reading, the gift that we have for a reading is the baby dragon. So the baby dragon will get you on the list. We've got 4 spots available today, and you can claim one of those spots. Next person we're reading for today is Ella. Ella, if you're here, I'm happy to read the list. Claire, did you get on the list? If so, you need to give me the initial where you sent the donation. The list right now is Ella and Gray. It's a great time to get on the list. If you want to get on the list, you'll be the 3rd person read for. If you're on the hold list, thank you for confirming, Claire. I'll confirm your spot right now. If you would like to get on the, if you've gotten on the list and I haven't named you, let me know the initial where you sent the donation. Do not put the full name of the app in. The apps hate to hear about the other apps. They're like jealous exes. Okay. So, and if you are on the hold list and would like to be added back to the list as well, all you need to do is tell me the date that you were put on the hold list. I'll be happy to add you back as well. I got you, Claire. You are on the list as well. We've got 3 spots available today before the list will be closed. All right. And the next person we're reading for today is Ella. Ella, if you're here, I see you laughing. Can you let me know if you would like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? And while we wait for Ella's question, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. Got the animal spirit guide cards here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Adder, thank you guys for participating. We will do it we will do it again after the next reading. Post it above. I got you, Ella. I got you. All right, I'm going to pin up Ella here. Make sure to give Ella some love. Life path, feeling so lost, lack of energy due to health, family, and support. All right, please keep in mind we can't do health readings here, but I'm sending you so much support on that journey. 4 cards, please. Please, 4 cards for Ella. Two more. And one more. I'm getting a really strong message from Spirit that's articulating upon your first directive. The Hermit card isn't out, but it may as well be, is what I keep on seeing. And it has to do, and the reason I keep on hearing, I feel like you think it's Hermit energy. It's not Hermit energy. It's Queen of Cups energy, which is to say, the best way for you to be the biggest help to everyone around you is if you prioritize the care of yourself. First and foremost, I want you to write that down. The best way you can be the biggest support to the energy around you is if you are taking care of yourself first and foremost. You have to prioritize filling your cup. That is not selfish, because the modality, and that is you operating at highest capacity for everyone around you. For everyone around you. It should not be, you should not be working towards depletion right now. You should be working through completion. Completion, not depletion. Completion, not depletion, which means if someone asks you something of you, you say, I'd be happy to do that, but first I need to do this. I'll be happy to take care of that for you once I'm finished doing this, which means no drop everything energy. No drop and no drop everything energy. And I feel like that is important. I don't know why it's coming up right now. You cannot be in a modality by which someone says, leave me alone, leave me alone. I need you right now. You cannot be in that is the sound of someone spinning you around. Go away, go away, go away. Where are you? I don't have time for you. I don't have time for you. I don't have time for you. I need you. I need you this minute. I'd be happy to do that. I got to finish doing this first. Right? It's not too much to ask. And I think that something about you articulating in that way, I feel like it is going to facilitate some changes. You know? I feel like you have to tell somebody. And I think it's interesting too. Like, I don't know, I keep on hearing this. Like, and it's funny too, because it's coming through someone in spirit. And I don't mean it, like, I don't mean it in a negative way, but the space by which they're articulating, like, I keep on hearing, I don't know, I keep on hearing, you are a swan, not a spring chicken, is what I keep on hearing. And the reason I keep on hearing you are a swan, not a spring chicken, which means it's not like, I keep on, it's not the space by which you can jump, like, you can't jump up and run to go do something, is what I keep on hearing. And that's the thing with it, I keep on hearing that the thing with swan energy is saying, like, and then this is why I keep on hearing swan, not spring chicken, because a swan, right? A swan looks very, very elegant, right? Looks really, 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 really smooth, but there's a lot going on underneath there that others can't see, right? The modality by which you have to say to somebody, I know you don't think I do anything, is what I keep on hearing you say to somebody. I know you, I literally see a situation by which you have to say to somebody, I know you literally think in your head that I do not do anything but sit around and eat bonbons all day. Like, I literally see a situation you're saying, like, I know you think that I just sit there by the phone eating bonbons, waiting for you to call. But I see you saying to me, I've got a life. I've got a routine. I've got my day. I've got my day planned, which is why I see, like, somebody saying, I need this. And you saying, I can do that for you, but after I do this, because what you're doing in that modality, and this is why you're going to do it even when you don't need to, you are educating You are taking that opportunity to give someone a gentle reminder that you have a life, is what I keep on. You are utilizing that opportunity to give someone a gentle reminder that you too have a life and that you too have things that you need to do in order to maintain and sustain them, is what I keep on seeing. I feel like, and I feel like that is the most elegant way of doing it. And I keep on hearing, it's not having to say no to things. It's not the space. I keep on hearing, it's not the space by which you have to start saying no. You have to start putting people on a timeline, which is like if someone calls you and says, I need it right now, again, especially if you recognize that that's them being demanding of your energy, you say, I'll be happy to help you with that as soon as I'm done doing this, right? Much like you would, I like to point out, this is the work that we do with children, right? This is often the work that we do with children. So what do children do? They like to interrupt, right? What do children like to do? Ah, I need something right now. What do you say? Right? Even and the same message applies even when you don't need to. I can help you with that, but not until I get done this, right? Working through the pathwork of helping them understand that you also have needs that need to be energetically addressed. I know, I know it's a long time to have to be doing this. Old habits is what I keep on hearing. Old habits. Old habits are old. It's an old habit, right? So, and what do you have to say with an old habit? Being like, you're not this big anymore. You're this big. You're not this big anymore. You're this big, which means they have to be conscientious in relationality to the fact that you are a person too. Not, I keep on hearing, you are a person too, not just a need delivery system. Is what I keep on hearing. You have to gently. That's why I keep on getting the swan energy. You have to gently educate someone that you are a person too, not a need delivery system, is what I keep on hearing. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you'd like to get on the list, we've got 3 spots available before the list will be closed. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and Mylayo. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Also, if you are, I'm going to read the list again. If anybody wants to get on the list, it's a lovely time to get on the list. You'll be the 3rd person read for. We have Gray Next and Claire. And if you get on the list right now, you'll be 3rd person read for. Also, if you are on the hold list and would like to be added back to the list, let me know the date that you are added to the hold list. I'll be happy to add you back. And when we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. All right. Yeah. I had a crash out yesterday about it. Sending you so much love. Sending you support on as well on that. Good. Yeah, Queen of Cups. I feel I do this, but I'm tired of doing it on my own all the time. Yes, they do that. And I have set boundaries here. My Gramps would say that, not a spring chicken. It was coming through really, it was coming through over and over and over again. They kept on saying, say spring chicken. And I was like, okay, thank you for confirming. Yeah, mine too. And then they said, why am I not having much fun lately? Ugh. Hi there, Avatar. Yep, we're here today. Good to see you, dear. Especially with 0 help. Exactly. Um, yeah, and like they are old enough to be able to figure this out. Exactly. That's what I keep on seeing. I needed to hear this too. I'm so glad, Cheryl. Thank you for being here and receiving this message. You're welcome, dear. All right, let's continue. That was him. I love how he comes through. Yeah, it was funny too because I felt a little weird saying it, but they were like, no, they'll get it. I was like, okay. All right, that's beautiful. Thank you for the confirmation. The next person on the list for today is Gray. Gray, if you're Gray Myra, if you're here, can you please let me know if we're doing a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? And also, guys, again, we're at 28.8K likes. When we get to 50K, I'll gift a reading back to the collective. And while we wait for Gray's question, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raven, thank you guys for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. And let me pin up here. All right. Is this a pet reading that we're doing, dear? Is that what I believe that's what you said? I just want to confirm. Or is it mediumship? Or is it both? Are they in spirit? Okay. Yeah, that's what I was getting. All right, thank you for confirming. All right. Why do I keep on getting the message that they're still waking you up at night? And I'm going to pin you up here. Guys, make sure to give them some love. 3 cards, please. And one more. Wow, they didn't want to go. I wouldn't be surprised if an energy like this is still feeling like they're lingering around you. Because I often see this with very, not just very committed energy, but energy that was really focused on taking care of you, is what I keep on seeing. I don't know if they worked in the capacity of keeping you, of alerting you to something when it was happening, is what I keep on seeing. Because I keep on hearing someone say, I was their alarm bell. And I feel like it's interesting because I almost see them continuing to try to be that alarm bell in spirit. If you've been noticing, like I keep on hearing, those coincidences aren't coincidences, is what I keep on hearing. Like, especially as it relates to like things being knocked over, is what I keep on like. They're giving you confirmation that they're still facilitating upon that work. They like that's the thing with pet like energy like this. Like one like they're frustrated because I almost like they're in a very, so the thing is that the thing with that energy right now is that they're in a kind of a, they're in like a rough position. No pun intended. They're in a rough position because they want to find another access point to come back in, but they also don't want to leave your energetic side, is what I keep on seeing. So this is where it's going to get kind of interesting, because I actually see that you have an angelic energy. This is a guardian energy that they are working with, is what I keep on seeing. Because I see them and they're going through this, they're actually having an argument in spirit because somebody keeps on articulating that they're trying to bring them back in, but they won't leave your side, is what I keep on seeing. They're like, I'm not going anywhere. And they're trying to explain, there's someone in spirit trying to explain to them that they can bring them back. But the problem is, and this is what I keep on getting, they're arguing with someone in spirit because they recognize that if they come back, they've got to start, they've got to grow, is what I keep on hearing. And they're literally arguing and saying, I'm just fine right here the way I am now, because I don't want to take the time. I don't want to take the time necessary, is what I keep on hearing. I don't want to be away from them, is what I keep on hearing them say. I don't want to be away from them in the time that it would take me to grow, is literally what I hear them saying. It's really frustrating because like there's somebody, they're having an energetic argument with someone in spirit about it, and somebody's trying to amplify to them and say, I will watch them in the interim. And they're like, they're very very They're very, very stubborn because they are convinced that nobody can do the job as well as they can, is what I keep on seeing. So, so that's kind of that's where things are right now, if that helps. Um, they're definitely around you. They're not going anywhere. Like, and I keep on hearing like, and I don't. The thing about it is, I don't want to describe energy. This isn't what I would describe as stuck energy, because it's not, they're not stuck in the way by which they don't know. I've never seen a pet ever get stuck, but they know perfectly well that they could come in, like they could come back to you. But the thing is, they're very reluctant and resistant to do that because they don't want to energetically leave your side. Now, I will tell you this. I can see circumstances that might, like if they, I'm just going to put, I'm going to put this kernel in your ear about this, because this is what the angelic is saying to me, that's watching over them and trying to convince them to come back. If they feel, okay, if they feel you're in safe hands, if they feel you are in safe hands, then they probably will be convinced to come back, is what I keep on hearing. If there's some kind of situation that changes by which they feel like they see and they go, oh, good, they're okay now. Like if there's somebody that takes over, I keep on hearing, if there's somebody, if there's someone that takes over the work that they were doing for you, is what I keep on seeing. But the thing is, they're like the problem with the angelic energy that's around them is they're articulating the fact that nothing anyone can tell them in spirit is convincing them until they see it, like until they see it with their own, like with their own eyes, is what I keep on hearing. Right? They're just like, and that's why I keep on hearing, they're like, no, I'm the only one who can do it. And no, I'm not coming back, because if I try to come back right now, it'll take me time to grow, and I'll be, that's too far, that's too much time away from them. So if something is facilitated, like it, by which they feel like someone, like they, like another energy has stepped in and is doing the things that they themselves have done, then I see the fact that they might try to return back to you in the tangible space, but they're not, but not, I keep wondering, not until they, I keep hearing them say like, not until they see it with their own eyes. And that's why I wouldn't be surprised if you still feel like they're trying to communicate to you something that they were trying to alert, like they're continuing that work, especially as it relates to making sure that you're safe. And I don't know why they said something about waking you up at night, because they're giving me confirmation that that's what they're doing, and they're continuing to do so. Bottom of the deck. It's interesting because I've got an angelic interrupting. It's funny because it's an argument, is what I keep on. I'm not laughing because I'm laughing because there's an angelic coming through. Like there's someone in spirit saying, will you please help me get that? Like they're trying, there is literally someone trying to help them come back in, but they won't go away because they're trying to say to them, help me help them, which is a space by saying they'll probably try to come back to you, but they're not going to do so until they feel completely confident that you found. I don't want to, and here's the thing about it, I don't want to say this in a negative way, because I think you understand what I mean. You find an energy that replaces the work that they did for you. And I don't mean, and by no means do you know what I mean by that. By no means do I mean replacement, but that's what I mean. Like their placement, they're literally saying to the angelic, I am irreplaceable. Right. And the angelic's going, but if you can't, you have to step away from them to come back. And they're going, I'm not going anywhere because I need to make sure that they're okay while I'm gone, is what I keep on hearing. So I hope that helps in relationality, especially as I keep on hearing, especially as it relates to some of those strange anomalies you've been picking up on. Thank you. Thank you so much for having that reading on with me. And but they care about, I need to stress this energy cares about you a lot. Like the amount, they're a guardian energy, and they're not, they keep on saying they're a guardian energy and they're not going anywhere. So it's really beautiful. And as does the angelic that's coming through, because I am feeling like that is a familial connection. This is somebody who's in spirit who also stays very close to you, and they're taking care of them too. They're giving me confirmation on that as well. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, dear. And if this message connected to you as well, It's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you'd like to get on the list, you'll be the second person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over the comments that came through as I was reading. I'm also closing the list right now. The list is now closed. If you'd like to get on the list, you'll be the first person read for tomorrow, and you'll also have an additional card in your reading. And just reading over the comments. Yes. Hold on, just reading over. I like to see. Yep, thank you. Yes, thank you for confirmation. How you doing today, Blue? Good to see you. They do. Thank you for confirmation. Tori, thank you for the follow. Oh, amazing. And thank you for the follow, user 33. I know. I always love a good pet reading. The list is closed right now, Cheryl, but if you want to get on for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for, and you also have an additional card in your reading. It's 3 cards for $29 for non-subscribers. You just send the donation via my tree that is Binks in my bio, and we'll be back on tomorrow at the same time to do the personals. Thank you for confirmation on the reading, Gray. Thank you as well, Supernatural. Yeah, they're definitely got 2 angels around you. Hi there, LeVar. Thank you for the follow. And thank you for sharing the live, Super. My daughter was given and the angels are with me. Thank you for confirming what I was picking up on. It definitely feels like it feels like someone in spirit who's serving as an angelic to you, is what I was getting. Yes. And it was feeling like a feminine energy, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. Divine, thank you for the follow. Thank you for confirmation, Gray. And Carlisle, thank you for the mermaid. Thank you as well, Supernatural, for those gifts. And thank you, Wilma, for the follow and those gifts as well. Hi there, dear. How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm not in a good place. But I keep wondering, no rush on it. Like they're not going anywhere, is what I keep on seeing. They're staying very energetically close to you, right? Yeah. Do pet energies return only as pets? It's a good question, Chrissy. In my experience, and I'm going to stress this, I'm going to stress this in the space by which I say and what I've read for. I've never seen a circumstance where I have never seen a circumstance by which a pet has returned as a person in the same life. I have read for people that have returned as pets, and I have read for pets that have crossed over lifetimes and become people, but never in the same lifetime never in the same lifetime in my readings have I seen a pet become a person. And the best way I can articulate it is I believe from my readings, it's too confusing for the person that it could potentially occur to. All right. But I also need to preface this by saying in my experience, because sometimes, and you guys know this, sometimes I'll be doing a reading for someone, and as I'm reading for them, I'm like, oh, that's new, right? Like you guys have seen that, like you've seen that occur. So this is just based on what I've read for, if it helps. Yes. Oh, that's incredible. Sending you so much support on that journey, Gray. All right. Oh, amazing. I know, right? I got you, Bridget. I believe you too. Yes. Oh, yeah. I've definitely seen pets coming back as pets. That happens all the time. Yes, absolutely. Without a doubt, in terms of everything I've read for F. Like, yeah, I mean, I just read for it constantly. All right, we're going to continue right now. The next person on the list for today is Claire, and then we're going to be moving to 1-card readings for subscribers. If you are a subscriber, stick around, because after Claire's reading, we will be getting started on 1-cards. And if you would like to become eligible for a 1-card reading, your superfan status will make you eligible for a 1-card. If you would like to become a superfan, just hit that superfan status at the bottom of the screen, and you will be available. You will also be included for a 1-card. Claire, if you're here, can you respond in all caps and let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? And while we wait for Claire, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the fox. Thank you guys for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. You're so welcome, Gray. Thank you for being here, and thank you for allowing me to read for you, and thank you for receiving those messages. Mino and Arch is with me. We thought of our daughters. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, dear. Jellyfish. I like that, Dada. Oh, that's beautiful. I got you, Claire. Post it in the disco. One moment, please. Let me just pull up your question. And in the meantime, guys, make sure to give Claire some love. Where we got it. Inside tea or outside tea, dear? Outside is fine. Thank you. Today's the anniversary between me and someone I've been in separation with for a while now, and it's bringing up some emotions. I also had some dreams about reunion last night between us, but I don't remember them very well. I do remember a hawk getting very close to me vividly. Angelic guidance in navigating the energy today, please. And thank you for being a subscriber. You'll get 4 cards. And one more, please. I feel like the space of the dream, the hawk was a guide trying to show you something. And I keep on hearing the messages coming through, like on this has nothing to do with love. Like the way someone feels about you is not the problem here. The everything I keep on seeing is the space by which another person is ready to welcome love into their lives. Because when we're not ready and we find love, we will run away from it, absolutely terrified. I know it doesn't make sense. I literally see somebody who's building unhealthy connections because it feels like somebody's searching for no strings attached, is what I keep on hearing. It's really I see somebody trying to articulate. I hear somebody saying, like, I see somebody saying to someone, like, when I see somebody who's going out of their way to try to find shallow relationships, and are and I see somebody who's coming to terms with the fact that they seek shallow relationships because whatever it is that you brought out in them, and it's not your fault. I don't think you, like, there's no way you didn't do it intentionally. You know, you were just being the person that you were. You know, the feel, like, I keep on getting, it's like static electricity. You know, like, this is what we talk about in terms of being able to prepare to feel our feelings. Like, this is a continuation of what we've been reading for. That when you learn to disassociate, right? When you spend your whole life disassociating, the reason that it becomes a tragedy is that you'll meet the person that's perfect for you, but you will not be able to navigate all the static of feeling things that you've never felt before, is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on, and I'm like, the hawk showing up in the dream was, they're actually saying the hawk wasn't your guide, it was their guide, because the hawk was trying to show you their side of things, is what I keep on seeing. They kept on, they're trying to show you the fact that this has nothing to do with how they feel about you, and everything to do with the fact that they are absolutely terrified of feeling their feelings. You know, I don't, they've been disassociating for a long time, man. A long time. I don't know why they've been just like, I don't know, like often when I see somebody disassociating to this level, they've had to go through some serious trauma. It's like when I see somebody disassociating this much, it's like they figured out how to turn the off switch. They figured out how to turn that off switch off early on. And the problem is it's a dangerous thing hitting that off switch. It's real easy to hit off. It's really hard to keep on. It's really easy. It's because that's the problem with that off switch. Which once you find it, it's so tempting. It's just sitting there at every moment. Just turn it off. But they're terrified of keeping it on because every time every time they start feeling things, they shut down and they're tormented by it. Like I see somebody who's like tormenting themselves with it, and I don't like I feel bad for anyone getting in a relationship with this person right now because I see somebody who's getting into relationships not with any intention of caring about the person within them, because I keep on hearing them say like my heart's over there. I know where it is. Better they I keep on hearing someone say better they have it and I'm not near them. Better that they have it and I steer clear of them. That's a really heavy thing to hear. They've got to work on their self-love. That's the only time I hear something like that. Better that they have it and I steer clear of them. Because I don't know what happened between you and them, but they're going through like they've got a lot of self-hatred that they need to work through. And I keep on hearing they saw the fact whatever happened to them when they were with you, they haven't forgiven themselves because something about the way they reacted made them realize that they were just as capable of becoming the trauma that they were trying to avoid being. Is what I keep on hearing. They were absolutely terrified of the fact that they moved into a trauma space with you. Is what I that's why I'm seeing someone who's like trying to build relationships but not making connections. Better that they have my heart and I steer clear of them because it's somebody who does not trust themselves. Is what I keep on getting. Bottom of the deck. It's heavy. You know? And I'm showing this stuff to you because I can see the fact that you're not doing any, like I see somebody that's articulating that there's nothing that you can do to change that. You know, it has nothing to do with someone not recognizing how much you care about them. It has everything to do with the fact that they don't care about themselves. Is what I keep on seeing. There's only the reason that you said, I feel like in the dream, it felt like the hawk flew in your face, is what I keep on seeing. And the guide's trying to articulate that the reason that the hawk flew into your face is because they were trying to explain, and this is what the guide is trying to say to them. When you try to run away from things, you run directly towards them, is what I keep on hearing. Like that's what they're going through with that person, which is the energy saying you can't run away from this. Like I feel like the guide was trying to show you that the guide is trying to work with them to say you cannot run away from your problems. You're going to find them everywhere you go, is what I keep on hearing. You have to face this. Like it almost feels like a guide that's trying to force someone to turn around and confront something instead of running away from it. So I feel like the dream that was coming through with the hawk was trying to articulate to you that they not only do they understand your position, but their guide is also trying to help them through that too. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. The list is closed, but if you'd like to be on the list for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for. You'll also have an additional card in your reading. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. We're also at 45.3K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. How you doing today, Billy? Good to see you, dear. You're welcome, Chrissy. And let me just read over. All right. Excellent. And thank you as well, your mind. Thank you for the follow. They do. They wake me up. Oh, that's interesting, dear. He literally described it as static electricity. Thank you for confirming what I was reading. Thank you. Sounds about right. Thank you as well, Josephine, for receiving these messages. He had significant, no, I see it, significant childhood trauma. Significant. Charlie, thank you for the follow. I resonate with being extremely disassociated for years due to years of serious trauma and violence. And that's a hard part. Like once you learn that you can turn it off, it's so much harder to keep it back on. Yeah, it took years of deep inner work to heal it. So there is hope that if they do the work, exactly, tap to claim. Thank you for sharing your journey, Cheryl, and sending you so much support on it. Coco, thank you for the follow. And Josephine, thank you for the follow. And thank you, Claire, again, for that reading and sending you support on that journey. We're going to continue right now. We're going to get started on one card readings for subscribers. How are you doing today, game? The collective, I'm afraid we don't have time for the collective today, but we will be back on tomorrow for a collective reading. We're specifically doing one card readings for subscribers right now, but we just finished the personals. We're about to get started on one cards. If you would like a one card on the place where we keep the videos, your paid membership will also make you eligible for a one card as well. All right, we're going to get started on those one cards. And if you're joining us on the place where on the clock app, your superfan status makes you eligible for a one card. If you'd like to become a superfan, just hit that button at the bottom of the screen and you'll also be eligible for a one card. One card, highest priority, Bridget, for today, please. It feels to me like, I feel like this is a day of you taking, like it says to me, like taking care of the most important thing, like hard part first is what I keep on getting. It's kind of like a ripping Band-Aid energy, you know? Yeah, I keep on hearing it's like it hurts, but it works, right? Like I see you like just kind of getting ahead of something so that you can kind of like take some time back for yourself is what I keep on seeing. Like it feels like a big checklist day. Animal spirit guide. This is exactly the right energy to be doing stuff like that. Yeah, especially the fire dragon, all that energy in Capricorn right now. It's like, it's really good busybody energy, you know? So making sure that you're doing something and getting really focused on doing it. Ivana, one card, please. Higher self is wanting me to work on today. Highest message, please, from the higher self. This card, you see me shuffle? Looking at the past through different optics. I feel like it's coming up a lot in the dream space. Your confirmation is being able to see things in the dream space, almost like you're looking at yourself. You know, I feel like the higher self is trying to show you things from their perspective, particularly as it relates to your past. Animal spirit guides. Yeah, like I keep on hearing, the crane, show me your take on that. I keep on hearing somebody say, that's an interesting view you've got there. Would you like to see mine? Is what I keep on hearing. It might also be good time to return to things that you've laid down in the past with fresh eyes, is what I keep on hearing too, Ivana. One card on love, please. This feels like healthy energy, but I feel like this is you doing the work, you know? This is you getting confident to be able to articulate what it is that you desire. Yeah. Yeah, like this is, I keep on hearing, like, I feel like this is also you healing from somebody, like I keep on hearing, it's not demanding to articulate to another person what you want. It's a gift for someone who's in alignment with you. Like, I keep on hearing your demands, what another person thought were demanding is music to the ears of someone who wants the same things that you yourself want. Animal spirit guide, and it's interesting because it came out transverse, right? Like the difference, I keep on hearing like the difference between someone who like doesn't know themselves is like the energy who like thinks about the things that they do but don't never does it, versus the energy that's like eager to do things, is what I keep on seeing. You know, not today, like not today, like you're leaving behind not today for not tomorrow, is what I keep on hearing, which is someone saying like no better time than now. Yep. Ava, one moment, please. One card on if my divine counterpart already feels energetically connected to you. Yeah. I feel like they've had a lot of relationships. But I keep on hearing I keep on hearing the song I still haven't found what I'm looking for, right? Like I feel like it's somebody who always feels like they're a stranger in their relationships. Yeah. They're looking, you feel like home is what I keep on hearing. They're searching for home. Animal spirit guide, yeah. You know, I feel like I feel like they're not like they're not, I feel like they're not in the space by which they're like, I feel like they used to be in this like, I feel like they've had to have a lot of conversations with someone where they're like, there's nothing wrong with this, and somebody being like, yeah, but there's nothing right with it either. You know what I mean? Like, are trying to articulate to another the fact that they don't feel that spark, you know? Alexandra, one card on career, please. Yeah, the world card. This is feeling like a good, I know it feels like there's a lot coming at you at once, but I actually feel like there's some kind of expansion coming towards you in the career space now. Yeah, think differently about it, right? Don't, I keep wondering, don't think on the short term, think in the long term. Think about the choices now, how they'll have an impact in like the next like 7 years. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, work on the 7-year plan, right? Don't, I keep wondering, don't just run for things. Think about where you want to be. One card on connection for Chrissy, please. I see somebody kind of going through a deep healing journey right now. And something about that healing journey, it does feel like it's connected to friendship. You know, it's interesting because it says to me, it's almost like it's not the space by which I hear somebody saying I lost a friend. It feels like a friend showed themselves, like a friend showed their true colors to them in some way, or someone that I keep on hearing like somebody who like it's like it's giving me a lot of energy of someone who feels like they lost a confidant because they recognize that they didn't have their best interests in relationality to what they were saying to them. You know, the modality, like the modality, like I keep on hearing like it's almost like the situation where somebody like says something and then they say, I didn't think you'd really do that. You know, like the modality by which another person says like, oh, like I was like, I keep on hearing like somebody who was articulating saying I was kidding at the time, being like, no, you seemed very serious, you know. One card for Claire, highest priority, please. This is a good time to start new things is all I keep on seeing. Don't get frustrated. Take the frustration and put it towards things that feel like they are productive. Yeah, right? Like, and I think that it's also you helping another person through their frustration as well. I keep on hearing you have to, like you almost saying to someone, you can stop something, but you can't stop it if the reason you're stopping is because you're energetically embarrassed, right? Like I keep on hearing you say to somebody, the only way to get better at something is to move through embarrassment, not letting embarrassment be the blocker. Avatar, one card, highest priority, please. I feel like this is like there's something about you expanding right now or reaching out to others or doing or like moving. I keep on hearing different platforms or different places that you haven't been, like something about expanding some kind of space by which you've been doing something. Yeah, like it's like thinking about the fact like something might not, it's not what you're doing that might not be working, it's where you're doing it is what I keep on hearing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, right? Like finding or expanding upon a comfort zone or getting more comfortable doing something in a different way or in a different place. Ella, one card, highest priority, please. You don't have to you don't have to bend, like healthy energy does not require us to bend over backwards, which is if you're asking something for yourself that you would ask for another person, it's not selfish, it's reciprocal. Bottom of the deck, it's a continuation of our reading. Prioritizing your comfort isn't selfish because it allows you to be in the best place to be able to help others. Animal spirit guide. It's also the same when it comes to articulating your needs, right? Making sure that you're being responsible, not just not just working through the feeling of another person not helping you, but making sure that you're being clear on what you want help with. Yes, supervising a visit today, sending you support on that journey, dear. Gabrielle, one card regarding reconciliation. Make sure that you continue the conversation, right? Don't sweep it under the rug. You'll just trip over it later. Yeah, especially if they walked away from it, right? It's not, if there's time away, it's not a chalkboard erase moment, it's a bookmark. You pick it up just exactly where you left off or you don't pick it up at all. Animal spirit guide, yeah, the horse, right? Not building into not building into the connection of someone saying when things are uncomfortable, they walk away, being like, it's not okay to walk away when someone's not feeling comfortable. We walk towards each other, not away from each other. Oh, well done, Bridget. Be jazzy. One card, please. Good to see you, dear. Hope you're well. This is saying to me, good time to break new ground, making new connections, meeting new people, going different places. Yep. Again, Page of Wands. So very similar energy that we saw it says to me like picking back up on an old conversation or reconnecting with someone that you haven't spoken to in a long time is what I keep on seeing. Yeah, with the bee energy. So I feel like something has changed, right? Especially like having a conversation and helping another person recognize you've changed your mind about something is what I keep on seeing, or that the time feels like a better time. You know, it's like catch-up energy. Excellent. You're so welcome, Chrissy. Excellent. Saturn return prepping. That makes sense. Dada, thank you for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Hold on, just reading over. And we got to 50K. Thank you guys. I get so excited when it's time to sleep because I know I'm going to have crazy dreams. Oh, that's awesome. It's always a gift to remember your dreams. Alice, these are one card readings for super fans. If you'd like to become a super fan, I'm happy to draw cards for you. Thank you for sharing the live, Dada. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. And thank you, Alicia, for the follow. Funny you said 7 years. I wrote the other day, in 7 years, I'm doing XYZ in my journal the other day. Confirmation. Thank you for confirming, Alexandra. Absolutely. Excellent. Tate, good to see you, dear. I love you. Just slide in. One card on love for Tate, please. This is you're where you need to be. It's not if, it's just when now, is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on hearing good bones, right? Like I see you focusing on good bones, like something I keep on hearing, not somebody who's like working through dissatisfaction or trying to move away from their life in relationality to what they're trying to build with another, somebody who wants to build up even more what they already have. Yeah, especially with the horse, someone who you can run with. Somebody who, I keep on hearing, not someone trying to run away, someone trying to run with you, is what I keep on hearing. And thank you for those crowns, Be Jazzy. Excellent. And Alice, as I mentioned, if you become a super fan, I'm happy to draw a card for you. Thank you as well. You're welcome, Be Jazzy. You're so welcome. Sending you so much support on that journey, Ella. All right, my friends, we've reached the conclusion of the reads for today. I want to thank everybody for being here and receiving messages. We will be back on tomorrow at our usual time. You're so welcome, Gray. I have to go to sleep, come back, see if it was right. Yep, I'll be back tomorrow at the same time. So if anybody who's joined us today, welcome. If you became a super fan today, I would encourage you to head over to our super fan only disco channel. Introduce yourself to the collective. You'll also find and if you would like to get an invite to our superfan only disco channel, all you need to do is message me directly from this live, and send me a disco gift and I'll send you the invite. Now in the disco channel, you will find a special coupon code that will give you a discount to our tarot class subscription program. That will be, our next class is going to be next Thursday at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the world card. If you are not a subscriber but would still like a coupon, I have a special coupon that you can only find in this live. Message me directly the word class and I'll send it to you. And if you are interested in learning more about our trip that we have planned in August, that retreat, that tarot retreat to Italy, message me the word retreat. Oh, we have to do the 50K as well. Thank you for reminding me. Good vibes. And Ruby, I'm afraid I didn't see your question. So if you post it, I'll be happy to answer it. Before we leave, we will be doing our 50K giveaway. And I'm just waiting for Ruby to post their question before we do so. One card for Ruby on the next few days. This feels positive. It feels like this is a good time for you to do things or try to get things across the finish line. Bottom of the deck, yeah. I don't know why, but it feels like your placements right now, you're well placed to get things done. Animal spirit guide, yeah, the boar, right? This is a lot of like heads down in the classroom, getting to work type of energy. All right, we're going to give away that 50K right now. I'm thinking of a number right now between 1 and 34. First person I see that posts a number will get the reading. First person I see, not the first person that posts it. Sometimes I see things in a different order than you guys post them. Oh, Ivana, congratulations. You got our 50K today. Thank you guys so much for participating, and that'll be available for you tomorrow. My friends, I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my followers, old and new. Thank you for being here and receiving these messages. Huge thank you to my subscribers. Your ongoing support means the absolute world to me. And the biggest thank you to my mods. I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of one another. And we will do this again tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.